There is a message many people in America are not ready to hear, but they desperately need to. Archangel Michael says, "You are not tired because you are weak. You are tired because you have been strong for too long alone." This message is for the ones who smile in public, but feel empty in private. For the ones who work hard, pray silently, and still feel like something is missing. If you feel like life in America looks successful on the outside, but heavy on the inside, this message is for you. 1. The hidden exhaustion. Archangel Michael says, "You live in a country of opportunity, but many of you are spiritually exhausted. You chase goals. You chase success. You chase stability, but you rarely chase peace. You wake up early. You work long hours. You carry responsibilities. And at night, when everything is quiet, your mind refuses to rest. Not because you are failing, but because your soul is asking for alignment. You were not created only to survive. You were created to feel whole. 2. You are under spiritual attack. Archangel Michael says, "Many of you are under attack, not physically, but mentally. Anxiety that comes out of nowhere. Fear that doesn't match your reality. Thoughts that tell you you're behind in life. These are not random. When you begin to grow, when you begin to awaken, resistance increases. But hear this clearly. If the enemy is attacking you, it is because heaven sees your potential. You are protected more than you realize. Many things that were meant to break you never reached you. Not by luck, by protection. 3. Stop blaming yourself. Archangel Michael says, "Stop blaming yourself for what you didn't know back then. You made decisions with the awareness you had. You trusted people who later disappointed you. You stayed longer than you should have. That does not make you foolish. It makes you human. America teaches you to move fast, but the soul heals slowly. Forgive yourself. Your growth did not come late. It came right on time." 4. Why you feel disconnected. Archangel Michael says, "Many of you feel disconnected, even when surrounded by people. Social media connects screens, but not souls. You can have thousands of followers and still feel unseen. This is why you crave meaning. This is why you search for signs. This is why messages like this find you. You are not lonely. You are being called inward." 5. Your struggle has purpose. Archangel Michael says, "Your struggle is not a punishment. It is preparation. Some of you are being trained to be leaders, healers, protectors. You have endured things that would have crushed others. That strength was not accidental. One day your story will help someone survive what almost broke you. 6. You are not falling behind. Archangel Michael says, "Stop comparing your timeline to others. In America, everything looks rushed. Success at 25, marriage at 30, stability immediately. But heaven does not rush souls. Delay does not mean denial. Silence does not mean abandonment. Things are aligning quietly." 7. Why you feel called to prayer at night. Archangel Michael says, "When the world sleeps, your spirit wakes. Nighttime is when truth surfaces. That is when your heart speaks honestly. This is why you feel drawn to prayer, music, or messages late at night. because protection is strongest when you surrender control. 8. You are being watched over, Archangel Michael says. There are doors that did not open because they would have destroyed you. There are people who left because they could not go where you are going. You were not rejected. You were redirected. Even now, you are being guarded in ways you cannot see, and there is more you need to understand, because what you are experiencing right now is only the beginning of a deeper awakening. Your questions are not a weakness. Your confusion is not failure. It is transition. Archangel Michael continues to watch, to guide, to protect. 9. Why you feel restless even when life looks okay. Archangel Michael says, many of you look fine on the outside, but restless on the inside. You have a job, you pay the bills, you do what is expected, yet something inside whispers, there's more than this. That voice is not dissatisfaction, it is remembrance. Your soul remembers a deeper purpose than routines and survival. You were not created only to function. You were created to feel alive. 10. The pressure you feel is not random. Archangel Michael says, the pressure you feel is not meant to crush you. It is meant to shape you. In America, pressure is normalized. Hustle harder, be stronger, move faster. But pressure without grounding leads to burnout. Your spirit is asking for balance, for stillness, for truth. This is why slowing down feels uncomfortable, because you were trained to keep running even when your soul asked you to stop. 11. The invisible battles you've been fighting. Archangel Michael says some of your hardest battles never showed on your face. Battles with self-doubt, battles with identity, battles with feeling unworthy, even after doing everything right. You questioned yourself in silence. You replayed conversations. You wondered if something was wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You are shedding old versions that can no longer carry who you are becoming. 12. Why certain people couldn't stay. Archangel Michael says, not everyone who walked with you was meant to walk into your next season. Some people were lessons, some were mirrors, some were temporary shelters. Their leaving was not betrayal. It was alignment. If they stayed, you would have shrunk yourself to keep them comfortable. You are allowed to outgrow what once felt safe. 13. Your intuition is getting stronger. Archangel Michael says, you are sensing things faster now. You feel energy before words. You notice shifts before explanations. You trust your gut more than before. This is not imagination. This is spiritual awareness strengthening. That's why certain places feel heavy. That's why certain conversations drain you. That's why silence feels sacred now. You are learning discernment. 14. Why you are being called to solitude. Archangel Michael says, solitude is not isolation. It is recalibration. You are not pulling away from people because you hate them. You are pulling inward because you are listening. Solitude allows you to hear what noise kept buried. This phase is temporary, but necessary. 15. You are being prepared for responsibility. Archangel Michael says, what is coming into your life requires a stronger version of you, not louder, not harder, but clearer. That is why distractions are falling away. That is why old habits feel empty. That is why comfort zones feel tight. You are being prepared, not punished. 16. Why fear shows up before breakthrough. Archangel Michael says, fear often appears right before expansion. Fear tries to keep you small by reminding you of past pain. But growth always feels unfamiliar before it feels safe. Do not mistake fear for a warning. Sometimes it is just the sound of limits breaking. There is still more unfolding beneath the surface, because what you are experiencing now is not an ending, but a crossing. Archangel Michael continues to guard, to instruct, to strengthen. Archangel Michael says, if you are still here, listening until this moment, it is not by accident. You were guided here because your spirit was ready to remember its strength. You do not need to fight tonight. You do not need to figure everything out. Rest in knowing you are protected. You are watched over. You are not alone. Let the weight fall away. Let peace settle in your heart. And when you wake, walk forward calmly with courage, clarity, and faith. If this message resonated with your soul, subscribe to this channel. Here we share messages of protection, spiritual strength, and divine guidance to help you move through life with courage and peace. Return whenever you feel heavy. This space is here for you